It's almost 2 p.m. now, sitting now for a coding session. It's a good idea to review the commit changes from yesterday from my colleague because it put me in a very good mood. Tomek pushed some really good changes to our code base, simplified a lot, and that's and looking at the code now that we have the new changes applied, which is a work of the whole team, it makes me feel really well and really confident in the code base because we simplified a lot. We now have a much simpler code base and we're on the path of simplifying even more. And this is one of the things that I really enjoy while working first in small teams, small organizations, and second with people with similar values about the code base, because we share the goal, we know what's the path, and we feel like we are collaborating instead of what I hear in other teams. Often people feel like they are more like fighting with their ideas. So I prefer working together. I really like working in small teams like that.
So in a way, Arkency is designed to be like that. It's not about having unified people in the team. We're totally different, but it's about people with who share the same values.
And it's about values as for the code base, not values as in, I don't know, politics or religion. It's only about the values in the code base. It's about values for managing the project. It's about the values in managing the architecture and knowing how to get to this goal together. So I'm often asked how big is Arkency right now and how big is Arkency going to be in the future. And the first question actually is sometimes troubling me even too much. So Paweł from Arkency created this website for me. And the second question, how big Arkency is going to be, is also not easy to answer. Because in this question, there's often a bigger context. Many people assume that it's quite normal and expected from the companies to grow. I'm not quite sure about that. So in the past, I think that was my assumption too. But when I started running this company and we kind of created this nice organization together, we have a really stable team. Many of the people at Arkency are for many, many years here. So in a way, it may sound weird as for a company founder, owner, to say that we are not growing really, but we are not growing in terms of number of people. That's what people are used to think about, building this empire of many people. What I like to say is that we're building in terms of gathering knowledge, of being smarter. So when you have a stable team of people who have the same or similar values, who share the same goals, the kind of what's happening inside is that we kind of challenge each other, we trigger each other about improving. And what happens is that our knowledge, if there is something like organizational knowledge, at Arkency it's quite visible that we are growing very rapidly with what we know about software right now. We are still far from knowing everything about software. I think it will still take us another 20 years to understand. But overall, our knowledge and the fact that we are doing this together, I think this kind of speeds up the whole process. And we are smarter and smarter. So I'm not sure where Arkency is going to be in terms of I don't know. Well, in terms of number of people, I suppose it will be more or less the same. But in terms of the knowledge, I think we'll have bigger and bigger impact on the world of creating software. So I prefer scaling this way instead of scaling the number of people or money being made every year or something like that. It's more about the impact. Everything else is mostly about improving ourselves. And everything else will be just a side effect from that. Maybe we'll make more money thanks to that. Maybe we'll have more impact. Maybe more users will use our software. So right now, Arkency is 16 people. Our software is used by millions. Well, not our software, but the software we are helping to create is used by millions of people in the world. We are helping in many different industries. And thanks to us, things are happening. And that, I think, is the biggest value here. So how big is Arkency going to be? I'm not sure. It's very likely that we will stay like 16, maybe 20, maybe 15 people, something like this. So as always, thanks for watching this video. I hope it shed some light how Arkency's work. Maybe it can give you some thinking about how companies can exist, and there is not only one way of growing companies. Thanks for watching, and see you the next time.